Silver. For years, it's always been kind of gold's quieter, less flashy cousin. But that all changed. A quiet rally has turned into an absolute roar, pushing the metal right to the edge of a historic milestone. So let's dig in and figure out what's behind this incredible run.
Just look at this number. We're talking cents away from $100 an ounce. On January 23, 2026, silver hit a brand new all-time record high. This is the culmination of a rally that has seen its price more than triple in just over a year. I mean, this isn't just another day on the market. This is a full-blown phenomenon.
So what on earth is going on here? Silver's always been this unique thing, right? It's a precious metal that investors run to when they're scared, but it's also a critical, can't-do-without-it component in our most advanced technology. To really get what's happening with this price explosion, we have to look at all the different forces that are hitting this one remarkable metal, all at the same time.
And it really all starts with demand. But we're not talking about just one thing driving it. We are looking at what I'd call a demand trifecta. 3 separate, really powerful currents, all pushing silver in the exact same direction. Straight up.
So what are they? First, you've got the industrial engine, how silver is literally building the world of tomorrow. Then there's this absolute investment frenzy, with just unbelievable amounts of money pouring into silver. And finally, its timeless role as a safe place to park your money in a crazy world.
Let's kick things off with the green revolution, because this is huge. Silver has the best electrical and thermal conductivity of any metal on the planet, which makes it absolutely essential for green tech. And here's the fascinating part. As solar panels get better and more efficient, you'd think they'd use less silver, right? Nope, they actually need more. And it's the same story for electric vehicles, which can use almost 80% more silver than a regular car.
But listen, silver isn't just a green metal. It's a next-generation metal. It's literally inside the high-performance chips that are powering the entire AI revolution. It's in the massive data centers that are the backbone of the cloud. And it's a key piece of the puzzle for the 5G rollout. This isn't just temporary demand. This is foundational demand for the entire future economy.
So the crucial thing to get is that it's not just big industry buying up all the silver. Investors are piling in like we have never seen before. Just take a look at this. In 2025, the money flowing into silver ETFs was reportedly triple the amount flowing into gold ETFs. Just think about that for a second. Silver, which has always been in gold's shadow, is now attracting 3 times the investment. That's a seismic shift.
And that brings us to the third part of our trifecta, the safe haven. In a world with a lot of geopolitical tension and with big central banks like the U.S. Federal Reserve expected to cut interest rates, investors are just looking for a reliable place to store their wealth. Lower rates make assets like silver that don't pay interest look a lot more attractive. And all that global uncertainty makes a physical, precious metal feel pretty darn comforting.
But this incredible, off-the-charts surge in demand is slamming headfirst into a massive problem on the other side of the equation. Because demand, well, that's only half the story. Now we need to talk about supply.
You've got the industrial buyers, you've got the big institutional investors, and you've got regular people all wanting more and more silver, all at the exact same time. So what happens when you go to the well and you realize the well is starting to run dry? This is the problem. 800 million ounces. According to analysis by Peter Krauth, that is the total supply deficit over just the last 5 years. To put that in perspective for you, that is nearly an entire year's worth of global mine production that has simply been consumed, vanished from the market, just to meet all this demand. And don't think this is just a blip. Forecasters are expecting the market to stay in this structural deficit for the 6th straight year in 2026. This isn't some short-term squeeze. We are in a long-term crunch, where demand is just consistently, year after year, outpacing new supply. Now, on top of this perfect storm of sky-high demand and dwindling supply, this one more major factor that's basically pouring gasoline on the fire: the weakening of the world's reserve currency, the US dollar. Okay, to understand why, we need to do a quick dive into a key idea called inverse correlation. It sounds fancy, but it's really simple. It just means that when one thing goes down, the other tends to go up. And for things like silver that are priced in US dollars, this relationship is absolutely critical. And here's how it works. When the US dollar gets weaker compared to other currencies, it suddenly takes fewer euros or yen or yuan to buy an ounce of silver. The metal basically goes on sale for the entire rest of the world. This boosts international demand, and with more buyers rushing into the market, the price in dollars gets pushed even higher. It's a simple but incredibly powerful dynamic. Dollar down, silver up. So with the price knocking on the door of $100, driven by this just unbelievable mix of factors, the big question is, what happens next? Can this historic run actually keep going?
This really lays out the tug-of-war that's coming for silver. The strengths are pretty clear. Its safe haven status, a weak dollar, and that unstoppable industrial demand. But the threats are just as real. A rally of over 150% is just massive. And there's a real risk that industries might start thrifting, finding ways to use less of this now very, very expensive metal.
And yet, some analysts out there think we are just getting started. One veteran precious metals investor has actually predicted that silver could enter a mania phase and potentially drive the price to an astonishing $300 an ounce. Now, that is a bold call, but it really captures the sheer momentum that is behind this market right now.
So that's the lay of the land. On one hand, you have fundamentals that suggest silver is the indispensable metal for our future. On the other hand, you have a price chart that has gone completely vertical. And that leaves us with the ultimate question. Are we witnessing a brand new era for silver, or are we just watching the inflation of a truly spectacular bubble? The answer to that is going to define the markets for years to come.